thank you for joining us once again for this, the 11th episode of Heroes and Villains.
Word from Doctor Who.
Welcome to Sober Doctor Who.
No, it won't last too much longer. What is it, 7 more weeks?
Something like that.
Something like that. Alright, okay. So today we're going to be talking about, we're going to do our usual 2 episodes, because they're shorter. And we're going to do the Celestial Toymaker for the first one. And he's a villain. And you may have seen us talk about him.
The Santa Claus kind of Toymaker, but the...
Celestial Toybinger. You may have seen us talk about him if you watched the serial, The Celestial Toymaker.
Some stickers
Yeah.
here.
Okay. Alright. Okay, so what would you like to say about The Celestial Toymaker?
So that's a reconstructed episode, which means it doesn't exist, but they stitched it together with
3
a
of
whole
the
bunch of
4.
stills. Yeah, 3 of the 4.
Well, I mean, we've seen this the serial. We're talking about the villain specifically.
Right, yeah. It's kind of hard to follow.
Mm-hmm.
There are a bunch of weird villains. He had like the Humpty Dumpty villain, right? Am I thinking of the right?
He's kind of a... Okay, are you talking about the one who played the game with him? Who cheated?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, he was a... he was a type... kind of a copy of a cartoon guy that they had in Britain at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember? And so they had to change him slightly, or, you know, so they would be sued or something, yeah.
Well, they didn't like that they're representing a children's character as like an evil person.
Right. Well, not only that, but I mean, it was a specific children's character. So somebody owned the copyright to it. Won't you be my neighbor?
Mr. Roger.
Oh, there you go. Yep. Alright, so...
We also had the face cards as villains. We had the clowns. And they're all head together by this mastermind, the Celestial Toymaker. So it feels very like Batman-esque, where you have like the mob boss and he has like these underlings.
Okay, that's fair actually. That's fair.
That's the kind of vibe I got from it.
Especially the 60s Batman.
Yeah. It's like the Penguin and Joker.
Yeah, they got the little guys. Yeah.
They're henchmen.
What was it in what was that movie? X-Men?
Mm-hmm.
In the game of chess, the pawns move first.
There you go.
Great line.
Very cheesy.
Okay, so anyway, Celestial Toymaker is apparently this incredibly powerful being, practically immortal, who's created a universe based off of his own thought, with his own will, which of course reflects...
Omega.
Right, it reflects Omega in the 3 Doctors.
Omega's he did it the cool way.
We'll get to Omega.
Here we have the Celestial Toymaker as all this infinite power, and he goes, you know what, I just want to make, games.
Toys.
Make these cards come to life, that'll be fun.
Yeah. It'll be interesting when we get back to the main run of the show, and because we don't cover quite... There aren't as many episodes of these to do in terms of characters, good and bad, as there are to do with the serials. So as we're running out of these and we get back to the main show, it'll be a while before we get back to these again. Yeah. Just go on the main line. Hopefully we don't run out of these to do before we get back to the main line.
I think we were talking about it, and it times out pretty well.
Yeah. Alright, anyway, so Celestial Toymaker creates this entire universe out of his mind, almost infinitely powerful, but the Doctor manages to defeat him in the end, and his whole universe collapses, and supposedly him along with it, but he will eventually reconstitute it, and reconstitute himself and everything, and do it all over again. He's just immortal and infinite, so he gets really, really, really bored. Now this is one of the few really good classic villains who has not shown back up again.
Definitely, yeah.
He and Omega are both fantastic and they never shown up. Oh, speaking of which, I have a retraction to make.
Oh.
I said, I think last time we were talking about, it was either last time or the time before, we were talking about the companions not being married or having kids and whatnot, right? And I said that the Brigadier had never given an indication he was married or had kids. And then I'm currently rewatching from the 5th to the 8th Doctors straight through. And I'm almost done. I'm literally 20 minutes into the TV movie.
So that's your personal watch
group.
You have
and
Sunday watch group, you have this watch group, and then this is just...
And then my wife and I, and then my own.
And then your own.
So, anyway, so I finished up the 7th Doctor last week, and last night I started watching the TV movie, but it was messing with my computer because I was playing Terraforming Mars and watching the TV movie, so I had to turn it off because there's something wrong with my computer because I built it myself. I'm going to have to get somebody who's better than I am to fix it. But anyway, so in one of the very last serials of the 7th Doctor, he runs into the Brigadier, and the Brigadier mentions that he is married.
Nice.
A woman finally caught him, and he settled down. And she's shown, and so I don't remember if she had been mentioned before. I don't think so, but he definitely had not mentioned they were married before. So this had happened between the last time the Doctor saw him and this time the Doctor saw him.
While he was a companion.
Right. So this is the one instance we have of him actually having been married, and they may have had a kid, although he was rather old. We don't know where in that gap he got married, and men can have a child in their 80s. It's the women that hit the menopause and stuff. But yeah, he could have actually had a child, or they could have adopted. But yeah, we finally actually see the fact that he was married.
Is this one of those situations where the actor's a lot older than the character he's supposed to be playing? And you just kind of pretend that...
No, it's real time.
Oh, okay.
So they're actually... in the 60s they were in the current time, in the 70s they were in the current time, in the 80s they were in the current time. And in the modern stuff, the Brigadier shows up in the Sarah Jane Adventures in the current time. He was supposed to show up back in the main show, but he passed away, unfortunately, just before he was supposed to. And so that's when they got his daughter to play his part.
As his daughter.
Right, Kate Lethbridge Stewart, or just Kate Lethbridge. She drops the Stewart because she doesn't want to get favoritism by being connected to him specifically. But the Doctor knows that it's her and she's his daughter. And like I said, I'd forgotten this. My bad. I saw it and went, oh yeah, crap. That connects directly to what we were talking about.
Well, that's nice. That's very... I feel like the status quo for companions is they kind of get shipped off, and it's like, good luck, goodbye, you never hear from again. So it's nice to have like a buttoned up story of a happily ever after.
Right.
A conclusion to a companion's life.
And it's nice when they come back from the old stuff into the modern stuff. The only ones that have done it, Sarah Jane in the main line of the show, and of course the Sarah Jane Adventures, and the Brigadier and Joe Grant.
Joe Grant goes back?
Both in the Sarah Jane Adventures. Neither of them make it to the main show, but they both are in the Sarah Jane Adventures. But they're obviously still going inside the universe. Well, the Brigadier no longer is. Right. He passed away. Both the character and the actor. And Sarah Jane passed away. Joe Grant, the actress who played her, is still alive. Yeah, Sarah Jane passed away, which is why they ended the Sarah Jane Adventures.
Really? So she's old while she was doing that show?
Well, she was only in her late 50s.
Oh, that's not old at all.
Or mid to late 50s. Yeah, I mean, I don't know when she passed away of. They keep that a little more private sometimes over in the UK. But yeah, she passed away, and so they ended the show in the middle of its 5th season.
Gotcha.
There's just nobody that could replace her.
Right.
But yeah, and K9. K9 comes back.
K9 doesn't pass away.
No.
That's good.
But he's a companion from the show. We'll get there along with Sarah Jane. We're almost to Sarah Jane. K9 comes later.
K9 has his own show too.
Yes, K9 has two shows.
Two shows.
K9 and Company is the first spin-off between the 4th and 5th Doctors. And then K9 itself is a spin-off in the modern era by a third party.
So a lot of shows will be like very successful, and then it will spawn a spin-off show. I don't think there's been any other show that has as many spin-offs as Doctor Who.
Happy Days.
Happy Days?
Happy Days. Okay, well, real quick. K9 not only had his own 2 spin-offs, but he's also in the main show and in the Sarah Jane Adventures. In fact, he is in every single Doctor Who line except for Torchwood. I don't think he was ever in Torchwood.
Torchwood's just like a single serial, though, right?
Torchwood is 4 seasons.
Oh. It's the animated one.
Or 4 series. No, Torchwood's not animated.
Oh. Which
it's
one's
live action.
What am I thinking of? I don't know what I'm thinking of.
You're thinking Shada, maybe?
Maybe.
Or Scream of the Chakla, I think. Okay, Happy Days had a bunch of spin-offs. In fact, it had spin-offs that had spin-offs.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
These days are all...
Yeah. Laverne and Shirley was a spin-off of Happy Days. Mork and Mindy was a spin-off of Happy Days. And there were a couple of others.
Huh.
I can't remember which ones, but there were a couple others. And then I think Laverne and Shirley had their own spin-off as well. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, Joni Loves Chachi was a spin-off of Happy Days. Not a successful one like the other 2.
I like when you have really successful spin-offs like Cheers and Frasier, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. And those are nice because they each ran 11 years, so the spin-off was just as successful as the original show. Okay. Anyway, so back to Celestial
Toymaker. I feel like the Celestial Toymaker.
I forgot to put my phone away. Oh, bad. I'm bad. Alright, let me turn it off.
Busted.
I forget. I came straight here.
Busted, shame.
I know.
Shame them in the comments.
Okay, turn it off. I need to turn it off.
You're turning into an old
Oh,
man.
no. It's on my old phone. You push that button and it turned off. Now I've got to go into the actual settings and tell it to turn off.
Really?
Yeah, I don't
That's
like that,
different.
but it's the way it works now.
I've never heard of that.
And it's a newer phone. All right, here we go. Boom. Power off. Power off.
Want me to take your call?
That's good. It's done. All right. Toodoo. You listening to us? What's that? My wife and my mother-in-law are in the next room.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So anyway,
I feel like the Celestial Toymaker falls into that trope that every single cosmic being, all-powerful person is that their eventual downfall is their hubris, because even the main protagonist, he's not power enough to take them on, but he does end up outsmarting him. So
yeah, they think there's no way they can ever
right,
beat
yeah.
him.
Which that's kind of fair. I feel like if you had that amount of power, you'd be like, oh, I'm invincible, man.
All right.
Well, you can't touch me.
So what are you drinking today?
Water.
Me too.
This podcast brought to you by water.
H2O, because your body needs it.
You can buy stock of water.
Okay.
Nestle, I guess.
Alright, so I would love to see Celestial Toymaker come back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ripe for it too.
They gave it like a timeline though, to where it takes him so long to
remake his universe and reconstitute himself. Yeah, but
however many years. So the Doctor would have no problem. Well, yeah, never mind.
The Doctor would be a million years in the future and encounter him again.
Right.
Yeah. And besides, we don't know exactly what time frame it was when he encountered him last time.
Right. That's
could have been a million years in the past.
Forget everything I said. But I don't know where I was going with that train of thought.
We have a lot of good villains. We've gone over the list that have come back from the old days. But this is one of them that doesn't, and he really should.
Right.
There are some that can't, like Salamander
Celestial Toys.
Right, there's some that can't, like Salamander or Omega. I don't think either.
Unless we run into Salamander in a previous timeline.
No, you'd have to get. Troutman's not alive. He couldn't do it.
Okay.
But no, there's some.
Well, they got like CGI now. Technology.
No, don't. Don't do that. They did that horribly in Star Wars. Don't do that. But this is one of the guys that could return. I mean, he's made to return and he hasn't.
Yeah.
Really good. Okay.
I guess Omega wasn't really set up for a.
No, I mean his whole universe is. He was barely kept alive by the power of his will, which fell apart after he found out he didn't exist.
I mean, as you would, I guess.
Yeah.
That's fair.
We keep going back to that one, not only because it's so good. It's the 10th anniversary of the Three Doctors, but it's the last one we've seen of the main line.
Yeah.
And it was really good. All right. Did you have any comments or questions about the Celestial Toymaker?
Just a very different villain. Like most, like we've come across the Celestial person before, to where they're just trying to get out. Like gosh, what was that serial where he's the writer and
The Mind Robber.
the mind robber? Yeah, the mind robber. He's like trapped in his own world, and he just wants to escape and replace himself with somebody. And then Omega, he wants to get out, but he can't. He's trapped there too. The Celestial Toymaker, he has this world, and he's just bored. And he doesn't really have an end game, so he's kind of like just a chaotic type of person who's looking for entertainment.
Himself, yeah.
There's no real like plot to why he's doing what he's doing.
Well, it's pretty early on in the show, so.
And he just strikes me as like this mob boss. Has these different henchmen.
I think Battlefield is the name of the serial where the Brigadier mentions that he got married.
Oh, Battlefield.
Yeah, season 26. So, yeah. All right. Okay. I can't wait to see Celestial Toymaker animated.
Yes, me too.
Yeah,
it'd be so much easier to follow because they have like just right off the bat they're walking tight wires and they're running obstacle courses, and you have no idea what's going on.
And the reconstruction is hard to follow.
So I'm very excited for that animation.
And we're enjoying the animations. Tonight we watched the Macra Terror.
That was so good. I never knew it was nice seeing the Macra Terror being a terror and not like a paper mache claw. They got to animate it how it was originally imagined, like a
as opposed to the reality.
Yeah.
Slightly controversial that they did that.
I'm glad they did that.
But yeah, it made it a better story.
It was much better.
Yeah, I think next week we're gonna watch a movie, and then I think the week after we're probably gonna do
some more animations.
The Faceless Ones.
Oh yeah.
Which follows directly from the Macra Terror. Then I think we'll probably do another movie, and then I think we're gonna do Fury from the Deep, which I just picked up last Tuesday.
Nice. Yeah, that one just came out recently, right?
Yeah, last Tuesday, the 16th. So pick that one up.
Have you seen that one yet?
No, I'll watch it with the main group because we're just about to finish the Faceless Ones next Sunday. Yeah. And when I finish it with them, I think it'll be right about. We'll watch it probably literally the next day. I'll watch it in full with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That works that well.
Yeah, and then the main group, we're almost done with the Faceless Ones. We have 2 more episodes. Then we have the 6 episodes of Fury from the Deep. And then
you guys only watch 3 at a time or 2 at a time?
2 at a time. Then we have to watch the second Peter Cushing movie.
Oh.
And then we'll finally get to the 5th Doctor. 10 years in. The first weekend of April will be our 10th anniversary of that, watching that. Nice. Yeah. And then we'll finally get to the 5th Doctor.
Halfway done.
Yeah, about 10 years in, about halfway done. And then you and I we'll keep doing this. We'll do our cleanup and do these, and then you and I will get back to the main deal sometime in May.
Well, that's the schedule.
That's the schedule.
Keep in touch. We'll keep you posted.
For our whole 26 viewers. We have 26 viewers now. Someday we'll go viral, maybe, and we'll go, oh, we got 260 viewers.
Yeah.
26,000.
We're gonna blow up millions.
Right.
Per podcast. We're up to like 70 something videos now. 72 videos.
72 to 80.
Yeah.
Yeah, the main line, we were at 68 or something.
This is 11.
It's 11, so pretty close to 80.
Yeah, close to 80. 82, maybe I'm thinking 82.
Alright, so Celestial Toymaker, we want to see him again, but we're also wanting to see it animated.
Yes.
Love to see the original animated, and they will have it animated probably sometime around 2025, 2026.
So they could animate it as a setup to bringing him back in the main show.
That would be interesting, actually. It would.
That'd be great promotional.
Yeah, it
Here's
would.
the
actually.
original animated, and now you get to watch him come back.
Yeah, actually, it wouldn't be a bad idea. But yeah, they're finishing up with the Troughton animations before they go to the. I think not Pertwee. Other direction. Hartnell. Yeah, Hartnell. They get to the Hartnell stuff. Alright, stick around, we're going to do the Cyberman. Probably be a longer episode.
The Sockman.
Mondasian Cyberman. Alright.
Cyber Socks.
Bye bye.
Do. It's our outro.